in relationships. Nasema manzee, kuna time bana. I'm old. Nimejua life. Naweza ona mtu from a distance, nijue huyu kaa tunaweza kanisha ama tuweze kanisha. But some are saying it's easier when you have a friend as a spouse, it makes things easier. And so we are talking about nurturing friendship in a relationship. Somebody might be asking, ni aje, naanzia wapi? Nikakuuliza relationship yako wenye uko saizi. Can you comfortably say you are friends? Kuna watu wamenipatia percentage, I'm 60% a friend. Some have come out wanasema sisi tuko na something that works. Responsibilities tumegawanya, kila mtu pati yake, it works na wanaishi pamoja. Should we just ishi pamoja ama should we enjoy kuishi pamoja? And I have the Macharias in the house, and somebody had asked me, Akisha wamerudi, nimehakikisha wamerudi. And we are talking about nurturing friendship. Mimi niko hapa kama student. Nikiona kuna kitu sijafanya kwangu, ninaenda kufanya kwangu. Karibuni sana the Macharias.
Asante.
Feel at home. Already now this is home.
You're very much at home.
How are you guys doing?
Very well. You're good. And you're happy to be back.
I'm also happy to have you back. Mrs. Macharia?
Yes.
You're good?
I'm very well, thank you. Good afternoon, listeners. Yeah, it's good to be back here.
Asanteni sana. And we are live on Facebook. You can follow this conversation on Facebook. You can also share this conversation, with your sons, with your daughters. You can also go through this conversation, even in premarital classes. Unafikiria kuingia kwa relationship. And last week we mentioned a lot a lot of the term friendship. I think you mentioned when you also Mrs. Macharia was speaking, she mentioned that you were like ulikuwa unaangalia urafiki hapa when you are sure there is a friend here, ukaamua wacha nijitetee. So Mr. Macharia, when we are talking about nurturing friendship, should it be automatic?
I think the word automatic, to me, would be better deliberate. One must work towards being friends. Remember, you enjoy spending time with the people you're friends with. If you're not friends with this person, you'll only be sneaking in the darkness in your house. And the worst is that, especially for young people who we are talking to, wengine watakutana tu juu kuna mahitaji fulani wanataka kutimiza. The rest is, so you're not enjoying. You can't tell somebody, let's go riding a bike. Let's go to Arboretum. Our days, it was Arboretum, it was Uhuru Park. Those were the places, yeah? Lakini tungetafuta nafasi, tunaenda Uhuru Park. Hata kama tununua tu soda, tukae hapo tuongee.
Soda madiaba.
Ile madiaba makunywa. That time unakuja kuelewa huyu mtu vizuri. So it is important. Be deliberate about it, because there are many people who are lonely inside marriage. You are a man, but when you get into your house, everybody scatters. They were talking lively. The moment you walk in, everybody keeps quiet. Maybe wakati wa before my dad, that would have been considered to be a good thing. But today, especially in the houses we stay in, we are social animals. We want to feel we belong. In our homes, when we meet our friends, we want to feel we are also part of it. So it is important to be deliberate about it.
Let me pause this conversation because you said about ruka kuenda kupatana kufanya vitu zingine. You've seen what is happening in the country the past few weeks, and I know I know it has been happening even imeanza kukuja kwa limelight, and it's young people. It's so sad that unasikia mtu ameuawa mahali, and there is no justification of killing somebody. But I was hearing on Monday that pesa huyu pia anakuita kuibie, wewe umeenda juu ya pesa. There is a grounding there that is money. And with the years nyinyi mkula shumbi kwa hii nchi, you might have a word for our young people concerning what is happening in this season. I'm sorry to cut you short on that conversation, but I would like to hear your wisdom, or rather your input. It's something unaona kwa news and it breaks your heart. Ms. Macharia, we'll talk to our girls and even the boys in this.
Yeah, so I think we are on a very dangerous trend whereby there is commercialization of relationships. You look at somebody and all what you're thinking about is how much can I get from this man, or how much can I get from this woman, because it is both ways. The young men are looking for women with cars, with houses, with money, irrespective of the value system, age, and that kind of thing. Now, the young women are also looking for men. I hear this thing quite a lot of times that does he have money? What does he have? Even among the believers and everybody alive, they're like, how can you marry a man without money? And that is a very dangerous trend because it is making us have what you call superficial relationships. I'm here for what I can get out of it, materially speaking. And that should not be the case. You cannot build a marriage or a long lasting relationship depending on how much you can get from the person or how much you can enjoy. That would be superficial because life happens and people lose jobs, businesses go down. So, what will you do? Will you jump out or will you step in? So, we need to go back to the crossroads and define what marriage is, what lasting relationships are made of, so that we get our young people and even the older ones who are looking for long-term relationships to really define what goes into making one work. For instance, uh, their values, the things we talked about last time. Huyu mtu tunaweza ishi na yeye hata kama hana chochote, because that is what marriage is all about. Because this guy or this lady can get incapacitated, they can lose their jobs, they can lose their money, they can lose everything else. So we need to redefine that. Now the extreme of that is a very not so very good perception and motive, whereby you get into a relationship, you know it is short term, you want to get a flat out of it, a car out of it, you want to get 100,000 out of it, and then you jump out. So you jump even into a bed with somebody that you do not know, a stranger, because of the promise of money. Now, this is what is leading to what we've experienced as a country in the last 2 weeks. Because these girls say, I listened to one, and one was saying, these people you will not even have met them. You meet them that day. Maybe there has been some conversation online. I listened to one girl say that she would go for girls. You know, you talk to them, then they come and meet these men. Now, that has to come to an end. We have to form authentic relationships. We are human beings. We are not salt and sugar that you can buy with money, go consume, and that is it. We have feelings. So we need to redefine what goes into permanent relationships. Then we also need to stop this thing of quick money, quick property. Nothing comes on a silver platter. People work very hard for what they have. So girls have to learn, boys have to learn that wealth is built over time. Money is really made through hard work, and you'll enjoy it that way. And unless we get there, we're going to experience more and more of what we're having now. People getting butchered for rituals because you were promised 100,000. No, and it should not happen. No life should be lost that way. And one life, two lives, these are just too many, and that needs to stop. And the boys also need to know that even traditionally, the man has always been perceived as a provider. He's the one who goes out to make money to bring to the family. Let us not lose it. Let us not go to older women because they have money. They will mistreat us. They make do weird sexual rituals and those kind of things, just in the name of driving that big car or living in that big house. It is not worth your life. And even as you do it, you know very well it is wrong. It will never be right. So we need to form authentic relationships if we are intending to make them long term. And even if you don't know whether it's going to be long term or short term, we need to relate as human beings. Yes, that's what I would say.
Mr. Macharia,
Yes.
as a young man, naomba kuchangiwa. Aliletwa Nairobi na a lady, kawekwa kwa hoteli. 12 days later, bill imefika a half a million. Eh?
Yes.
Anasema mrembo atakuwa tume. I think mrembo got other shughuli and decided, you know what,
You on your own.
wewe jipange. But we all know why he traveled all that kutoka huko mahali akakuja hivi. And that is something that is happening, you know. Inaanza kuonekana, ni miti imeanza kuteleza. You know, like now we see the extreme of what has been happening in the darkness. Can you speak to these brothers and sisters of mine?
We used to say, come easy, go easy. There was even a novel going by that title. We want a very easy life, and you cannot enjoy it. The fun of something is when you have worked hard for it, and now you get it. You can be able to enjoy it. When you are courting a lady, and you know maybe one time she has told you wacha niende nikaobe, amekuja na amekwambia yes, tunaweza endelea sasa. There's a lot of joy in that. Then mnapitia the usual steps za relationship, going through all the challenges, knowing that amekuchagua among ama amemchagua among, so you are esteeming, you're valuing each other. You eventually get into marriage. That has greater reward na contentment than when unapitia hii mambo ya kwenda sijui kama unakumbuka zamani. I don't know about nowadays. Tulikuwa wakode sana tukiwa vijana. Lakini ukiwa kwanza unanona mna compete na mke kama ako expectant.
Mimi nilirudi gym. Iko mpaka siku hizi.
Mpaka siku hizi. It happens simply because of the contentment that you get. This one of now, you have been brought by a lady. Yeye anakuweka. Meaning that you have no say. And you know, men naturally have that ego. They have that, their own esteem. Once it is, because that's what that lady will do is it is destroyed. You're not the man. It is the expectation, not just of the society, even in the Bible, of how you should be as a man. And therefore, hii mambo ya, as Anne has said, niwe unatafuta yule madam ako na pesa, ako na gari. Sasa wakati pengine asubuhi unampeleka job, unarudi kumngojea, unakuja kuona TV na issue instructions.
Imeisha. Tuma mtu wa maji.
Sasa that is killing the man in you. Slowly inakuumiza, and before long you have no self-worth. So we want our young men to get back that, the power within, the man. When that man is, you will not allow yourself to go through this. As Anne has said, as relationships go by, you may lose your job. That's a different thing. But when you deliberately, unaanza kutafuta mtu mwenye ako nayo ili ukae maisha ya ustarehe, sasa hapo kuna shida. Yes.
There's a parent December alirudisha kijana wake Nairobi. Alimwambia ile kazi unafanyanga Nairobi haiwezi kununua gari. Either wewe ni mwizi, sitaki gari ya wizi, ama uende urudi bila hii gari. Tunajua kazi unafanya haiwezi kanunua gari. Na the guy alisema ni yake. And ilika very weird. But should parents go to that place of, you have a kiddo in university, kazi yake ni kusoma, amekuja na iPhone yenye hujatoa pesa na yeye afanyange kazi. Should parents get to a place of asking hii inatoka wapi? Unaona mtoto wako anashukishwa na Range Rover hapo nje, you ask huyo ni nani? Juu wewe tunakupea fare. Tuna expect tushukishwe na matatu hapo nje. Huyo ni nani? Should parents now also get involved to help bring down what is happening? Ama umelea mtoto amekuwa mkubwa kwa akili yake ajipange.
Let me go first. Parents, first is one thing that I have known with years is that you remain a parent for life. Even when you go home now to your mom, you're still my son. Because I'm my dad. Tumepatana just before I came here. Ananitaka kijana. after being married for 25 years, hata akinipigia simu utasikia kijana. So the when things go bad, they affect you. I'll give a case. Somebody that I knew, tulisoma wakati mmoja university, tulipomaliza akaenda pande moja na mimi nikaenda pande nyingine. Sasa nilikuwa naenda nyumbani naulizwa, kwani wewe hukusoma ile masomo huyu mwingine alisoma? Juu yeye anaonanga akikuja nyumbani na gari, juzi alikuja na ingine, kwani wewe ulisoma gani? So I try to explain, because there are the quick riches normally don't develop roots. And those roots are important. There's a friend of mine who says wealth should be like staircase. Once you build the first level, solidify before you move to the next level. So that if the third level collapses, second level and first level will not collapse. Lakini hii wealth ya kupata haraka haraka, unafanya mambo ingine, hiyo wealth ikiisha, inaishaga na wewe na wale watu walikuwa wanapenda wewe. Because you had lifted their life, they have a level of expectation. So what happened was, eventually it was discovered this guy was doing other deals that were not right. So he's put on the wanted list. I'll not say how it affected the relatives to an extent that you know, now the society gets to know, wanakuona kwa gazeti, unatafutwa. Hiyo, it is not good. And you have seen like the corruption cases nowadays. Kijana anapatikana, what happens? Wanakuja mpaka kwenu kutafuta kama umeficha some of that money under the beds and everything. Wanatuma, wanararua kila kitu wakitafuta. Whatever comes with it, embarrassment, emotional turmoil, the struggle of the family, is it worth it? Let's be deliberate, build your wealth systematically. You will get there. And you know, if we build wealth together, we will enjoy. But if she came and found me with wealth, nitakuwa namwambia hiyo gari hiyo usiguse, hizi zingine guza, lakini hiyo. Yes.
Wow. Nice put. Nicely put. We just put a comma on the conversation, but I feel like what we just said is also very important. No, ni vizuri pia sisi hapa tusikae kama tunajifanya tujue what is happening out there. I feel
True.
like even if we get bolder, even in our pulpits, we talk about these things as they happen, itakuwa impactful. When it's happening, we talk about it. Thank you. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll get back to the Naitwa Neema with the Baba. It's a new jump. Was playing here in the station. Now listen and leave Hope FM. Talking of 24 minutes to the top of the hour. My name is Macharias, and I'm blessed to hang out with the Macharias here. Wisdom upon wisdom. Mwenye masikio asikie. Hiyo ndio slogan yangu hii mwaka. Mwenye masikio asikie. Kisikia, now do something with that information. We're talking about nurturing friendship in relationships. You know, we've come to a place of hata tunaweza ita 101. We know you're in a relationship. Now, decipher lecture hapa introduction unaitaka 101. We're going to break it down like it's 101. And I asked Mr. Macharia, about if this was, friendship is, it's deliberate or it's automatic. You said the word you use here is deliberate. You have to do something. Mrs. Macharia, when you decided, this guy, gurudumu la maisha, nasukuma pamoja. They say the man initiates all these things. What was your role? What is the role of, of a lady in a relationship when it comes to nurturing this term friendship? Not only a term, it becomes something active.
All right. Maybe the first thing to say is that before you even become friends, you look at someone and you first of all like them. So you wouldn't actually grow a friendship, or it might take too long. By somebody you look at and you're like, I don't know whether I want to have coffee with this one, or I don't know whether we can sit together. So that first impression is very important. What did I see? I saw him and I thought, he is somebody we can really hang out with and stuff like that. So once it starts there, you like the person just like the way they appear and the first impression they create. Then after that, one of the things that the lady does is, of course, to make time. If you're always not available, can we do coffee? Can we go for a movie? Can we maybe have church in our church this Sunday and all that? And you're like, no, I'm not available. No, I don't do that. No, I don't do that. Now, when you behave like that as a lady, because there are some ladies who behave like that, when will you ever build a friendship? And I've seen a lot of girls say, I don't know where these people are found. I don't know where you get people and stuff like that. No, people are found in such kind of places. You may not have it in your mind that you're going to build a long-term thing, but just be friends. If somebody calls you and you feel you're okay with them, you like them, and they tell you, come to our church this Sunday, and why not? Can we meet today and have some nyama? And why not? So don't play difficult. Sometimes make time to meet the person. Then once you meet the person over coffee or whatever it is, or a movie, then ask pertinent questions. Because again, I want to go back to the word that you used. Are friendships automatic? No, they are not. You got to be very deliberate, and nobody becomes a friend with the other automatically. No, we make steps. In Kikuyu we say, dogone makinya. Friendship is steps. Yeah, it's effort. You got to make effort to know the other person. Ask those pertinent questions. Where do you come from? What do you do? Where are your parents? Where are you? Where do you work? What are your goals like? What are your preferences? Okay, you may not ask those questions in one day. Once again, because you might look very superficial. And there's a natural progression of relationships. Today we meet, you get to know my third name and where I come from. We have coffee, watch a movie, then we go. Maybe after 2 weeks we meet again, and now we can't ask the same questions we asked last time. So it's got to be some other sort of questions. So by and by, you ask even the tougher ones, until you get to a time when you get to know this person, have they been in other relationships, or what has happened? So these things are asked over time, and don't go with a list of questions, because I know ladies who have appeared for dates with books.
Scroll. Kama ya Old Testament.
Hii ndio maswali nitaenda kuuliza.
Kama tissue roll. Mpaka huko kwa mlango.
Mimi sijui what you are up to. I have to ask. Let it grow naturally. And that is why I said the first impression is very important. What impression do you have of me? Because that will actually dictate very many other things. So make time for the person, ask pertinent questions, then open up. Nobody meets somebody the first time and they want to marry them tomorrow. And actually, the best kind of a scenario is whereby you look at a person and all what you're interested in is the friendship before it graduates to something.
Nowadays,
something
they
else.
meet and say, I saw you and I knew you were the one. Let's not waste time. Let's do it.
Yeah, the problem with those kind of things is that unless you develop a friendship, let me say this: when people meet and it's love at first sight, it saps a lot of your energy. The sweating, the weakness, the anxiety. Tunaenda wapi? Anasema nini? Nampenda. We've been in love, and you know what it means to fall in love. Now, that kind of a high cannot be maintained in marriage. It doesn't work like that. So, a true friendship is what keeps a marriage going. Because, truth be told, you will not always feel like you love that person in marriage. Because there are several things that come to the fore that you really had not seen. Not that people pretend. The issue is, before you marry me, we meet very briefly, meet in Java for coffee, unakuja kwetu kumit wazazi, we interact here and there. So you never get to know many things about me. And after all, when we meet, I put my best foot forward. Now, when you marry me, you are with me 24/7. You will see a lot of other things that you hadn't seen. And that thing that you felt, it's what you are relying on, it will not last. So the friendship that you build is the one that will keep this marriage going or this long-term relationship going. So the ladies have to agree to meet people. Make time to meet the person, even before you dismiss them. Meet them. It's not a must that it continues. You can go for one coffee and decide, I don't think so. I'll not do it.
Msikia akisema tu kuingiana vizuri.
Exactly. But utajuaje hamtaingiana kabla mkunywe hiyo kahawa ama muochio movie? Utajua. Exactly.
Kuna something else with the ladies of today. And I think hapa mtu atasema Karisi natetea boy child. But acha niulize. There is the spaces people go. Like, huko ndio watu wanapeleka ka madem for dates. Here in Kanairo. And there is this perception. Lazima tuende mahali fulani ndio unioneshe uko na bidii. And labda boy child na afford kupeleka hapo Uhuru Park, for example, mahali entrance ni free. And soda na nini and a keki. That's what they can afford at the moment. But unasema kama hawezi fika bei, wacha story iishe. It's something I see. Kuna vijana alikata date, nilimwambia tuende mahali fulani, anasema nataka nimpeleke mahali fulani. This not lowering, maybe wewe mwenyewe unajipelekanga those places, na maybe kijana mwenye amejaribu hafikangi huko. Mtu ako kwa hiyo place anaweza maneuver.
Let me first tell our girls and ladies, there is no tree from where men pluck money. There's no job specifically for men where they are paid higher than women. Now, people go through a lot of things. Somebody wakes up very early, and these are the conversations I hear with a lot of young men who are so frustrated. You wake up early, you go to the Komba, you get your shoes, unakuja, unauza, na huyu mresha ko home, anagoja nini, and stuff like that. So you are making money through sweat. And if that is what you can afford, then if this lady is genuine in their friendship and interest in you, it shouldn't be a big deal. The fact that you can take your girl to Java, or I can take myself to Java, does not mean that I cannot relate with you because all what you can afford is Karomaido and Magomano soup. Really? Because we need again to stop that kind of mentality. Labda hata wasichana wengi wenye nimesikiza wengi, hata mtu hawezi jipeleka hiyo Java ama hiyo Safari Park, lakini anataka wewe umpeleke huko. And the question I keep asking, so what are you bringing on the table? What effort are you making? So we must stop judging our men based on where and what they can afford. if you were bought a diamond ring na mimi ninunuliwa ile ya street ya 10 bob, that does not define the trajectory of our relationship or whether it's going to last or not. So let's understand where somebody is coming from. Let's appreciate. We can do the Karumaido soup today with you. Tomorrow, I can take you to Java. And we relate from that understanding.
And in the process, friendship is built.
Exactly.
Or you realize, friendship hapa ni boring.
Ningori.
And it's mutual.
Exactly.
And everybody goes without crying and tweeting every 1 minute of vile kulienda.
And maybe before we come out of that, if you look at the relationship you have described, where she expects to be taken to those high-end places, inakwambia kuna friendship. Because a friend knows how much can my friend afford. Sisi ni my friends. This other one was looking for a sponsor. Wakumpelekaga hizo mahali za, but a friend.
Anapiga picha, ako interested na picha kukuliko.
We would be more interested in where are we going together. Because if I realize that somebody is so material, then shall we even invest? So thinking in terms of the long haul, the long term, where are we going? Can we start saving now? Kuna watu wataanza kukuambia hai baada ya kwenda huko, si hii pesa tunaweza tumia na ABCD. And you start thinking the same. Na hakuna kitu mwanaume anafurahia like seeing I have somebody who can walk this journey with me. We can build ourselves together. Don't look at what is happening to the other person. It is never built like the neighbors,
In his neighbor or age mate.
Yeah, it's age mate actually. It's age mate, yes.
Yeah.
So now that goes like what my mom was asking me. Kusoma masomo kama your age mate, yeye anasoma, but you see what happens. So let's look to build friendship. We will not have strained relationships.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think from what I've gotten from Mrs. Macharias' side of this conversation is that give friendship a chance. It's there where you will know hii endi mahali and you'll have reasons. So hakuna ile ya I wish. You see somebody 5 years down the line driving a big car and you remember they once called you out for lunch and you said kama ni huku sitaenda and they call it and now you're seeing them and you're like okay, I wish ningeenda. You avoid such I wishes and you're comfortable with where you are at the time. Mr. Macharia, vijana pia kwa kubuild friendship. Date moja, date ya pili, this boy has decided, I'm bringing this one home. Later, there's one who called, said 2 weeks. And the first caller today said 2 weeks, alikuwa amemweka kwa nyumba. Wow. There's a caller who called, and after 3 months, he said it turned out sour.
It will. It will, because last week we said we invest more in education for a career that we shall do maybe for 20, 25, 30 years. Then we are called old and retire and so forth. Relationships, God giving us years, we can be 100 years together. That means we shall have been married for close to over 70 years. Like I saw George Bush Sr. was married for 73 years before the wife died. Then what kind of grounding, investing should we do? I think one of the American presidents, I don't know if it's George Washington, who said, if you're cutting down a tree, you spend this number of hours sharpening the axe so that you don't spend so much time in cutting. How much time are you spending in knowing each other? Remember what we talked about, the model we talked last time. Knowing each other. Reaching a point where now you can trust this person with information about yourself. Then from there, now you can rely on each other. Even emotionally, you can rely with each other. You know this person will not judge me the way they are carrying me. Yeah? And you also get to know, is this person only thinking about material being? Is this person, do we have similar values? Can we be, those friendship opportunities helps you to learn, to get opportunities to walk for a walk and allow yourself to talk. It allows us to go to an environment that maybe with your friends na mtu anajiachilia. You get to realize the true person wakati amejiachilia. You know, because sometimes we put our best foot forward. So my take to the young men, it gets frustrating. And I can tell you, if a woman decides they're frustrating you, ukiona Biblia ilisema afadhali ukae kwa the rooftop, you know, and the nagging wife. And many people are really suffering, they're enduring their marriages instead of enjoying. And all they needed was just to take a few more, maybe months, to get to know each other, to trust each other, to learn how to rely on each other, to communicate effectively. And from there, now they can now grow to the next levels. So, I still remember the pastor who joined our wedding somewhere in Nyahururu. And he was saying how I will be walking with my stomach, you know, full and feeling nice because I know there's somebody at whom I'm going back to, you know. And really that's what makes people, all of a sudden we start seeing you change. Lakini kuna wengine, unaingia kwa hiyo relationship, you realize actually you didn't know this person. You didn't know their relatives. You didn't know this person's interests. Then, how she wanted, her biggest dream is to go to the US. Alafu opportunity inatokea. 2 years into our marriage, mrembo ameenda US. Unajua huku kikura gumu. Then, she realizes she's no longer, many ladies don't come back, men come back, sorry to say that. And but this is my own observation, not in the scientific research. So, what do? Do you follow her and maybe the embassy, you know how it is? Not just that. There are many other interests that maybe she wanted to pursue that are not aligned to what you would have wanted. So, take time, get to know each other, build your friendship. You will enjoy marriage as you steward, as you take care of everything God will give you. And wealth will come, children will come if you're interested in them. All those things that you have desired, they will come, but allow them to come naturally. You'll enjoy your old age. Did you know that the new divorce age is 25 years? Because watoto wametoka nyumbani, hamuna anything in common. You developed this way, the other one developed that way.
Kulikuwa na system ya sheria,
Yes.
masharti kufuatwa. I know of a man huko kwetu. The moment last born alifanya form 4, mtihani ya mwisho, hiyo ndio siku bibi alitomoka. Lakini ilikuwa ikifika 6 kama uko kwa hiyo boma, unaanza kuambia baba nani anakuja, enda kwenu. It was that serious. Now ni mzao mitaa, very friendly, but you're like, I even tell the son, I never knew your dad was this talkative. Like you'll never know that he talked. Saizi amekula retire. Na solve kesi nyingi sana huko nyumbani. Wow. Let's talk to extent ya kijana. Hii word kujituma. Ladies keep saying, mimi nataka mtu at least naona anajituma. Na inazuia mtu. Niliona akai mtu anajituma. Mrs. Macharias, hii kujituma ladies huongelea. Ni wanasema.
A word that means somebody who puts in a lot of effort into putting whatever it is that they need to put on the table. And unfortunately, we also have a crop of our men who really do not want to work. And it is such a twisted approach to life. As I said earlier, our men were always socialized into a situation whereby they have to work. Whatever it is, you got to do what you got to do to provide for your family. But now it looks like a new generation has come that really doesn't give a damn. And that is why they want they want women who have worked so hard to earn what they have earned. And I want to go back to what I said. There is no other place that these women have gotten their money apart from their own sweat. And that is why, once you get into that kind of a thing, they force you to do so many weird things, because what are you? Si umekuja tu knowing exactly what you wanted to have. So kujituma, our young men, it's putting a lot of effort. There is no way, like what I have seen, and I have a lot of girls that we have talked with who have people in the house. You got married the other day, kazi umeacha for one reason or another, umeona labda bibi ana earn enough, we unaachwa tu uko ukichange channels. In fact, one case, the lady would go to work and then she would come back and find the breakfast utensils still on the table. Na jamaa hajaoga, ako tu na pajama, ana watch TV, mama atakuja na mkate ya kesho, na she will come to cook for us. No, that relationship, as you can imagine, your guess is as good as mine. They are no longer together. So what we are saying is, man must work.
Man must work.
And man here means man and woman. Let us put effort into whatever it is that we need to do, because again, work gives you dignity. It is working is beyond bringing money on the table. And what we normally say, let me go to that work and bring 10,000, and I'll have something to say. Yeah, this month I have made 10,000. Here it is. What can we buy? Can you add to your 60,000? We buy maybe a fridge. And that is what we call relationship. That is what we call togetherness. We are in it together. But we can't be in it together when somebody just lies around, does absolutely nothing, and the other one goes to work. So kujituma, putting effort, we must work. And work is not office. Work is anything that you can do. Where enda tafuta viatu, kuja enda ununua pairs 5, each at 500, come and sell each at 1,500. That is something that you're doing.
Tumepata chipo. Unaulizanga Karisi uliza hawa ladies. I don't know if we have time for this, Mr. Macharia. I feel like this is a heavy one.
Yeah.
You can advise me if we can talk about it next week. There's also this group of single people, well established already. A lady working, has her own company, drives her own car and stuff. There's also this senior bachelor, already established, start on a Mali. Now everybody who comes across, they see it's for the money. They are having a hard time even creating this friendship we are talking about, because nawe nakujia tu zangu, nakujia space yangu. I don't know, within a minute, if you can say something to them, we can maybe delve deeper next time, but you can say something to such a...
Thank you. That's a hot topic, because I had a discussion in the office with a colleague.
We can carry forward
Yes.
if it's that hot. Tunaweza ongelelea Thursday, nikupatie nafasi tu uongee nao, because I see prayer requests here. I'm 38, have everything. Naomba tu Mungu atume mbavu yangu. Inaitwa mbavu, lakini ni mbavu anangojea. Yeah, so I think we can. I also feel
yes, we can actually hold it next week. It's a very important topic because there are many people in that category, and especially the ladies.
Yeah,
they are successful in their own right. They have worked for it. They're doing well. But now, how do you get somebody who is not just coming to ride on you?
Yeah, nice question. Tuangalie hiyo mambo. Unaona vile wana inakimbianga. I believe now people will focus on friendships. It calls for sacrifice. It calls for even killing those to later chemistry. And saying kuna chemistry hapa, lakini chemistry hatuta react. Reaction tuta postpone mpaka we know who we are and we can go an extra mile. It's worth it. It's for life, as Mr. Macharias keeps saying. You work so hard for job ya mwisho wa mwezi. Umeiendea shule, but you're not working towards a lifetime commitment. Tusikuwe watu walaiti, ningelijua. Now information uko nayo, you decide what to do with it.